Hey guys, I heard a story recently. Somebody in our church told me that he was 50 years old before he'd ever heard that anybody loved him. When he was 50 years old, he heard that God loved him for the very first time. That is a mind-blowing story, and I want to tell you about how we can join God in making sure that that happens less and less in our community. This is Joe with this week's Midweek Minute for Belgium Community Church, and Easter is a big time of year for us. And it's easy to go, oh, we have something going on here, we have something going there. But I want to tell you how you can be a part of what's going on. You see, I told you a story just a second ago about a guy who didn't ever hear that anybody loved him and heard that God loved him for the first time just recently. In fact, he has told me that he knows people in our community that when he has shared about God's love, they've said, wait, Jesus is a person? I thought that was a word that we used when we're upset, a curse word. You see, somebody else in our church has told me that when she invited a friend and her friend began to check out what our church was like online, the friend was like, is your pastor actually that nice? At first I was like, that's kind of really odd. And then I realized, wait, we've got other people in our church that have shared the gospel with people. People have responded to Jesus and said, because of what's happened to me in the church in the past, I will never go. You see, the people in our community don't know of God's love. They're afraid of the church. They don't know that this is a place that we want to be for them. And so I want to share with you how we can use Easter this month in a strategic way. I've got a triangle on the board behind me, and I want to show you the different elements and the different ways that we're trying to reach people in our community. You see, the first level here, is for personal invites. You see, the biggest and best way people get connected to our church is a personal invitation from one of us. You see, it's easy to be like, oh, well, maybe if we just send out postcards, or maybe if we just do a billboard, or if we do a bigger sign or something, then people will decide that they want to come to our church. But the biggest and best way that we can show the love of Jesus and share that with others is to invite them and say, hey, look, I don't know where you're at spiritually. I don't know where you're at on your journey. I don't know what your religious beliefs are. But if I ask you, would you be interested in coming into Easter to my church? You see, instead of like shooting people with a gun of, hey, you got to come and do this. Hey, look, I don't know where you're at on your journey, but would you be interested if I invited you to come to our church? Statistics are supposedly 70% of people would be interested in going to church if a friend of theirs that they trusted invited them. And so what I want to ask you to do is be thinking about, hey, who can I invite? Who do I know that I've just said, hey, you know what? We've never talked about spiritual things, and that's really important to me. You know, would you be interested in coming to church with me if I ask you to? But you can also pray for the other people in our church that their efforts in this way would be successful. That the people that they invite would say, yes, I want to come. I want to do that. What if the number's not 70%? What if it's just 20 or 30? What if someone's life is changed because they're a part of that small group of people that actually responds? Who cares if it's 70%? What if it's just one person? The second level here is to re-invite. You see, we have a lot of people that come as guests. Some of them come from other churches and they just want to support us, and we want to bless them to be a part of their church. But there are some people that live in our community, and because life has gotten busy or because of things have happened or for whatever reason, they've not come back. And so we want to say, hey, you know what? We're asking you to come at Easter, not so you can be a blessing to us, but so we can be a blessing to you. We want to encourage you in your journey. Not expecting you to come and give us money and do stuff for us. And so we're going to re-invite people that have been here before. We're going to be re-inviting them. Can you pray that they would respond to that invitation and say, yeah, this is the time of year that I want to be a part of that. And that we can connect with them and bless them when they come. The third level of this is families. Families in our community. Last year and then again this year, we've been a part of the Easter egg hunt in our community. And so we want to let them know that we are actually for them, that we're cheering them on. So we're going to be stuffing Easter eggs this Sunday. We are going to be brewing coffee for the Easter egg hunt the following Saturday. So that families, that mom and dad, while the kids are hunting, mom and dad can have a cup of coffee, and that we can just be a part of doing something fun in our community. Last year, because of snow, we ended up hosting the event in our building. But we want to be a part of it, again, to be a blessing so that families know this is a church that's actually not just in our town, but it's actually for our town. They're actually for our family. So that's kind of the third level. So this year, we're doing an Easter egg hunt. I would love to see you be a part of that. We're going to ask kids and adults this Sunday after the service to be stuffing over 700 Easter eggs. There's some other groups in town that are stuffing other ones. But you can pray that we would have a continued reputation for loving our community. And the fourth level is for people that we don't know personally. We don't live on their block. We don't know them to invite them. We may not see them at the Easter egg hunt. They've never been to our church, so we can't re-invite them to come to our church. That's the level of people here that have no... That's the level of people that have no connection to our church. Those are the people that have never heard the love of Jesus. They don't know that Jesus is a person, and we are not even on their radar. And on that level, we've got some ads on maps, on some map apps. We've got a really cool ad that we are promoting on Facebook, really trying to get that, not for the people in our church. This is for the people that would never think to go to a church's website, to a church's Facebook page. And so in that effort, can you pray that it would be on the radar of the people that need to hear it? That the people dealing with despair and depression and loneliness, those teenagers that have never heard that anybody loves them and that are wondering, why has my life turned out this way? What did I do wrong to deserve this? Can you pray that those people would actually see these ads and these invitations and go, oh, wow, maybe there is something more. Maybe Jesus is a person and God really does love me. And so can you pray that that will be successful? You see, I built this as a pyramid, not as a box, because the biggest thing is personal invites. It's the personal relationship that we have with people that is most important. It's easy to flip that thing on its head and go, oh, we'll just put out some big advertisements and invitations and people will come. No, that's not the biggest and best thing. The biggest and best thing is when we personally invite our loved ones and our neighbors. And so will you be praying for the other people in our church and in our community, that they would get a heart for their friends and neighbors and their family members, and that those that need to hear the message would hear it and respond to it this Easter? Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for being a part of what God is doing in the Belgium and the surrounding area.